Hello, I'm Jonathan M0JSX, and I'm pretty sure we've all done this, where we've come out walking, maybe we've come up to a local high spot, as I have up here. This is Whitnam Clumps, which is near where I live in South Oxfordshire. And I've come up here in the past with a simple handheld with its rubber duck antenna, thinking, yeah, this is all right, but I wish I could get the antenna just a little bit higher, perhaps with a bit more gain than the simple rubber duck has. But then if you go out walking, you know, maybe you don't want to take a backpack with you, you want something small enough that you can perhaps just put it in your pocket, but also efficient enough so that when it's deployed, it works far better than just a rubber duck. And I'm sure some of you are ahead of me on where I'm going with this, because today we're having a look at an antenna that is so small it fits in the pocket. Now this, I'm sure you have seen before. This is the Fara-J, which is a roll-up J-pole antenna made by Ben, who's ham radio rookie here on YouTube, but he set up his own company called VF Comms, which is where you can purchase the antenna. This is the antenna for 2 meters. Ben also sells a version for 70 centimeters as well as 6 meters. And if you are in the States, he also sells a GMRS version as well. Let's have a quick closer look at it before we get it up in the air and hopefully make a few contacts on this November Saturday afternoon. So the antenna itself is actually quite simple. It's the Faraday cloth material that we've seen before. I've seen some people use this for radial fields underneath vertical antennas, but here it's being woven into this piece of woven material, I suppose, and then you simply unroll it and it's all gone down, and at the bottom end there is a BNC connector in order to connect some coax to. And here we can clearly see can't get that in shot, there we go. You can clearly see the fold of the J pole. So there is the J, and Ben very kindly put my call sign on this one. I will say at this point that Ben did supply this to me for review. However, with all of my review videos, he is not seeing this video before it has been published. My plan today is to use the antenna supported on one of the older DX Commander Expedition poles. I'm going to lash that up to this fence, and then I've also got a length of coax. If I'm honest, this is probably a bit overkill. This is Messi and Poloni Ultraflex 7. It's not a particularly long length of it, so I'm not sure quite how far up the pole I'm going to be able to get the antenna, but I hopefully a decent amount. And then I've got a little adapter piece to take it to an SMA so that I can connect it to the SMA connector on my radio. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do from my box of spare bits that I brought with me, I did bring some RG316 just in case I needed a bit longer, but obviously loss on 2 meters is going to be pretty substantial compared to, well, there's 2 dogs coming. Hello dogs. So I'm going to grab a couple of these bungees. These I bought from Martin Inch & Sons. They are designed for gazebo things, but will do the job at holding the pole around the bench for me this afternoon. So I'm just going to get the very top section. Hey, here we are. Right, the top section of the mast. I'm going to get it out all of the way, just so that when I make this vertical here, there's not any issues. Right, is one going to be long enough to go all the way around? Ooh, no, going to need 2. Okay, might need to get another couple out. That's okay. Right, there we are. Yeah, going to just get another couple out just to support it a bit further down. Perfect. That's going to hold the antenna nice and strong for now. So at the very top of the pole, I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do this. There are a couple of smaller holes on the Fara-J, which I'm hopeful. Hey, that was good. That was good. So there are 3 holes, and the 2 smaller holes one of them will just go over that happily. So let's just get that a couple of sections up, and we'll connect some coax. Now I am slightly concerned about the weight of the coax, but I have a cunning plan. So what is nice is that the BNC connector is angled, so that when you do bring your coax up, the coax just wants to naturally hang down. And what I'm going to do is grab a little bit of, I've bought these Velcro, or I can't say Velcro, can you? It's a brand name, but hook and loop cable ties, which what my plan is, if I just get that another section up, is to just support sort of the base of the antenna, or the bottom of the antenna, or more just the coax actually. I just want to hold the coax tight to the pole. There we are. And I think the antenna itself will stay by just pure friction really, and then I can just get it up in the air. So let's do that. Okay, so the antenna is now up. It's not as high as I was expecting it to be, but you know what? It's certainly a few meters above the ground, and I'd say the top of it is probably about 5 meters or so above the ground. Certainly a lot higher than I could possibly get with my hand just holding it up in the air. And of course, being a full-size antenna, it's going to work a lot more efficiently than a simple rubber duck. Let's go over to the bench a bit closer and we'll get it on the air. So my radio of choice today is going to be the ICOM ID52. It's a radio I like. It has been replaced, of course, with the 52E+, but so this one is just the original. And to be honest, having looked at the specification of the new version, I don't think there's a lot in it for me in order to make the upgrade worth it. There will be for some. I know that obviously the new one has things like USB-C charging and things like that, and being able to program it over USB-C. I don't particularly value that. There's also some things about being able to do terminal mode over Bluetooth. Again, I'm not one who's ever really played that much with terminal mode, so I'm not too concerned about that. But that is the antenna on, and let's see about trying to work a few people. Okay, I'm going to start off by just putting a simple call out on the calling channel, which here in the UK and across Europe is 145-500, which of course different to what it is over in the States, but let's give it a go and let's see if we can hear anyone. CQ2, CQ, 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 CQ 2 meters. This is Mike 0, Juliet, Sierra, X-ray, portable. M0JSX portable, listening to and by.
Good afternoon, Jonathan, G4CCC.
Okay, so after that nice chat with my friend Chris, I'm going to put the radio into DR mode and let's just see what repeaters we can find. So I know we're going to be able to get my home station, and we're looking at 2 meter repeaters. Now GB3VA 14 miles away, that should be pretty end stop. 0JSX testing access. Access, well, that didn't come back. M0JSX portable testing access GB3VA. Okay, so I'm going to spin through to GB3SN, which is to the south of me. M0JSX testing access. So end stop. That repeater 35-ish miles away from me. Let's see if we can find another one. Doing more research, I found GB3EM, which is the Cold Ashby repeater, which is 50 plus miles away from me. M0JSX portable testing access GB3EM. So nice strong signal, probably about an S8 on the meter. Very strong signal considering where I am. I do believe there is a little bit of tropo about today, so signals might just be ever so slightly elevated than they would otherwise be. And the final one I found is GB3MH, where actually there's a couple of guys having a QSO at the moment. But this repeater is about 60 miles away from me, so again, pretty impressive performance out of such a simple antenna. And just for completeness, with the rubber duck on the same repeater, I mean, there might be the ever so slight detection of something, but realistically, that's not going to work. At the end of the day, I've actually been really impressed with the Fara-J. I think that the engineering behind it has been well done. It feels very nice in the hand, and for the fact that you can roll it up so small and simply pop it in a pocket, and maybe a short length of coax as well, maybe something like RG316 or RG174 might be slightly more convenient than lugging a roll of Ultraflex 7 out with you. But either way, as an antenna system, it really works. I've been impressed with how easy it was to just get it on the air. The fact that it's quite versatile and how you mount it. I've chosen to mount it on, as I say, a fiberglass DX commander pole, but there's no reason why you couldn't throw a line up over a branch of a tree and hoist it up using one of the holes in the end piece. The options there are quite endless. Again, my thanks to VF Comms, particularly Ben, for sending me the antenna for review. I've really enjoyed using it today, and it's certainly an antenna I'm going to keep just in my backpack with a length of coax, so should I just happen to be somewhere where I want to play a little bit of radio that I know that the rubber duck antenna on my handheld is going to struggle with, I can easily deploy the Fara-J and get on 2 meters quite easily. Now, I would just like to say at this point that the antenna, although marketed as a single band antenna, in a pinch would also work on 77s, as that's the third harmonic. Don't expect brilliant performance out of 77s. I think Ben did a video, which I will link somewhere up there, of using the 2 meter Fara-J on the 70 centimeter band. Results weren't great, but if you really were in a pinch and you didn't need to go all that far, it would work technically. But for the band it's designed for 2 meters, absolutely spot on. Now, if you want to grab your Fara-J, whether that's the one for 2 meters, as you see behind me, or maybe 6 meters, or 77s, or GMRS, there is an affiliate link that I've left down below in the description for you to get yours. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you've liked this video, there's a button specifically for that. If you haven't, well, there's another button that seems to work just fine too. And if you haven't already done so, please do click on that subscribe button, and also remember to hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified whenever I either upload a new video or perhaps go live on a live stream as well. There's another video coming up over here that the algorithm thinks that you might like next. And until next time, 73. Bye-bye.